Hello, TTRPG players and runners of TikTok. Welcome to my little Saturday chat. Today, I want to talk about my magic system hack of Dungeon World. If you don't know what Dungeon World is, it is a sort of high fantasy dungeon crawling take on the Powered by the Apocalypse system, which is a very, very large genre of games, all based on the game Apocalypse World, which is this very narrative focused game where everything that anyone does is called a move. Now, if you're playing a wizard in Dungeon World, you roll a move. You make the move of casting a spell. You roll plus intelligence, and then you have like several different outcomes based on the 2d6 that you always roll for a move. And that is specifically that if it's a 10 or more, it's successful. If it's a 7 to 9, then you get to choose sort of a mixed outcome. And then if it's lower than that, then you fail, and the DM can make what's called a hard move, which is a great system, but I can't talk about that right now. I don't have the time. What bugged me a little bit, though, about moving to Dungeon World is I've been trying to move away from the 5th edition magic system. It doesn't fit Atovia very well, if at all, but I've been letting players use it for a while now because overwriting the 5th edition magic system takes a lot more time. But the Dungeon World system is so much more rules light that I was able to do this a lot quicker. And so I hacked in the MetaWorks system for Dungeon World. Now, the way that this works is you have a certain number of MetaWorks based upon the playbook that you've chosen. I am going to build in a system for any playbook can use a level up to take a number of MetaWorks at a certain competency. What does that mean? Well, instead of rolling plus int when you use a metaworking, you use that working's competency, which you have pre-recorded at some other time, whether that was during character creation or when maybe you learned this new working in world, which is of course part of the system. The rest works very similarly. 10 or more, it's very successful. 7 to 9, and then you have sort of a mixed effect. But where this system really shines, you have potency, which works like a mana system. And then you have complexity, which is the level of the working. And then you have modifications. Now, workings are very scientific in Atovia, so there is a system in the Atovian magic system within Dungeon World that allows you to modify the tag of a spell. Spells are made up of tags and then a general description, and modifying one tag or removing a tag or adding one tag can have a really drastic effect on the way that a working works. And this modification system is kind of there to facilitate a lot of really interesting player choice. The other thing at this point that I'm really bogged down in is the actual number of workings, which I'm slowly working on. And I've actually asked my Discord for some help. If you're interested in seeing the whole system as is, feel free to come to the Discord and check it out and maybe give me some feedback because I'm still working on it, still refining it. What are some interesting non-typical D&D TTRPG stuff that you people out there are doing? I'm always interested in what the rest of the community is playing and finding. There's so much stuff to discover these days. Thanks for chatting with me on this wonderful Saturday.